In the community, there's been a lot of controversy on why the city of Lancaster is opposed or why we have certain problems with the Palmdale Powerplant. So we would like to share with the community our positions. This is the way the EIR shows the Palmdale Powerplant. All the information from what you're about to see is directly removed from the EIR. So this isn't something that we've dreamed up or anything. This is what the so-called clean pollution power plant is. This is how they propose that it would look. We have 546 tons of pollution every year that's going to be polluted by this power plant. Okay, out of that is 1,852 metric tons of CO2. That's the equivalent of what 24,000 homes would produce in 1 year. We'll go through the 546 tons, what they are. NOx, nitrous oxide, it's 115 tons. The effects, it's all respiratory. Everything that the nitrous oxide does, it increases the respiratory symptoms, bronchitis, emphysema, heart disease. The VOCs, 40 tons per year. It affects your eyes, your nose, throat, gives you headaches, loss of coordination, nausea, damage to the liver, kidneys, central nervous system. All these, and you get an extra 40 tons a year that's produced by this power plant. Sulfur dioxide, 9 tons. Again, it's the respiratory diseases. Now, in LA County, the Antelope Valley ranks dead last as far as how healthy we are in our respiratory areas. Asthma, bronchitis, all those are leading causes of death in the Antelope Valley. This is just an aggravation to an already bad problem. So you can see it has respiratory effects and everything that we talked about. Carbon monoxide, 255 tons a year. Low concentration, it's fatigue, chest pains, headaches, dizziness, confusion, nausea, flu-like symptoms. PM10, we have an extra 127 tons a year. What does it cause? Heart, lung problems. We already rank last in LA County. We also rank last in the state of California. Non-fatal heart attacks, asthma again, lung functions. It's all respiratory. The key indicators of health. AV ranked dead last among the regions in Los Angeles County. In comparison, nationwide, AV ranked last behind all 50 states. We're taking a very bad problem that we have and adding to it. It's not good. 12.2% of all the children in the Antelope Valley have asthma. We have the highest mortality rate in LA County. This is the sister. This is what it will look like. So if you go back to that nice, clean power plant that they showed you, this is the sister that was built in Victorville. This is what you'll get on Avenue M and Sierra Highway. This comes from the EIR. This lists all the sensitive receptors for us. If you look at it just for a point of reference, everyone should see the orange indicator there. That's where the power plant is supposed to be. It's basically on the corner of Sierra Highway and Avenue M. If you look at that, all those other dots that are around there, they've identified all those sensitive receptors. Those sensitive receptors, I think it's 78% are located in Lancaster. So what are those? It's the preschools. You can see all the preschools that there are. All the schools, Columbia Elementary, it goes through Sierra Elementary. The list is long. So Joshua Elementary, Lincoln Elementary, Desert Sands, the list goes on and on and on and on. We have all these sensitive receptors in the city of Lancaster. This is one of the reasons why we want to talk to the city of Palmdale. They refuse to talk to us. We want to talk about why the location. We can't get those answers. So if you look at it with all those sensitive receptors, 87% are located within the city of Lancaster. 13% are located in Palmdale. If you factor in the prevailing winds, we have 100% of that pollution that goes to Lancaster. on the east side. The school children, 6,468 of our kids will be affected. 94% will be affected. 6% in Palmdale. 380 kids. When you factor in the prevailing winds, all of it goes to Lancaster. So I ask you, when you put your trash out, where do you put it? You put it out the curb, it's on the side of your house, it's away from everything else. They've located this power plant on the front doorsteps of the city of Lancaster. That's why your city representatives are against this. The workplaces, you can see the difference. 66% are in Lancaster, 34% are in Palmdale. Factor in the prevailing winds, 100% Lancaster. Residential, 82% Lancaster, 18% Palmdale. Factor in the winds again, 100% Lancaster. Soccer fields, what it does, we have 25 tournaments a year. It brings into this economy $12 million. That's a local impact. Do you think these people are going to want to play soccer over all this pollution? The air quality is already a major concern. It's an impact of $12 million. This is the best we could come up with as far as what it means for the ERC transfer of credits. What it means basically is we're going to give another community millions of dollars so they can clean their air up, so we can make ours dirtier. Doesn't make much sense to me why we should do that. You can see we're going to give San Joaquin Valley or South Coast millions of dollars. I think it's up to $15 million. See where they've taken away their power plants, they've cleaned it up. That's what we're giving them that so we can put one in our backyard. This is the Antelope Valley, what we're talking about. This map is one of the most crucial things that we can see. If you look at it, look on the bottom left-hand corner. That is Vincent Hill Station. That is the ultimate goal where all this power is going to go. Now, if you watch what they've done, this is where the water goes. It comes from 30th Street East. It goes down Avenue P, goes through Lockheed, down Sarah Highway to Avenue M, over to the power plant. I believe it's 7.5 miles. It doesn't go towards their ultimate goal. It goes towards the city of Lancaster. It's a sanitary water district. It comes straight down. So that was a good move. Here's the gas line. The gas line goes through and they move it from Avenue S down through the heart of their city, down Sarah Highway to the power plant. Again, it's heading north when their ultimate goal is south. We don't understand this, but here's the big one. There's the transmission lines. The transmission lines, you move, you go down Avenue M. Now, I'm waiting for the expertise to tell me why they head north to Avenue L. They go down our border and then down and around everyone else's border to their final goal. 36 miles of transmission lines. So we're not only talking pollution, we're talking visual pollution. 36 miles of high tension lines. When you see all this with the ultimate goal, why didn't they put it lower? Why didn't they put it lower in their area? They're telling everyone it's clean. Why didn't they lower it down? Those are some of the questions that we have. That's what it's going to look like. That's the transmission lines that you're going to have an extra 36 miles of transmission lines. And they're moving it off to our border on Avenue L so we can enjoy them. Here's the misinformation that was given. The Palmdale Powerplant will be owned and operated by the city of Palmdale. The reality is, it won't. It was sold for a for-profit to Summit Power Group. The city of Palmdale has invested $35 million to this point. It's still bare dirt, $35 million, and they sold it for $28 million. They told that this venture will reduce all of our power. They told the entire Antelope Valley, we will reduce your electric bill. By building this power plant, your electric bills will be lower. The reality is there's no legal mechanism in place at this time to do that. They can't do it. We've looked into it. They just cannot do it. They said the electric bills for Plant 42, the aerospace firms, will decrease. Mayor Paris, myself, the city manager, and Jason, we all went. We sat in the commander's office at Air Force Plant 42. We were on a conference call with Wright Patterson. They said this will not happen. There's no legal mechanism in place for it to happen. The city of Palmdale is telling everyone it's located in north central Palmdale. It's not. It's 60 feet from the Lancaster city border. 60 feet. That's a problem for us. The plant is clean. We showed you already. It will produce 546 tons of pollutant. It's huge. It will be the largest stationary polluter in the Antelope Valley that has ever been built here. This hybrid power plant will be the cleanest of its type in the world and will serve as a model. It's just 50 acres has been sold. So what they've sold the community is this. They've sold the community, we have 235 acres. It's going to be a hybrid solar power plant, okay? When Summit bought it, they did away with all the other stuff. Okay? I think they did away with all their solar components. They do not have enough. It can no longer be called a hybrid power plant. This community has done enough to provide power to the grid. This will last forever here. Why are we doing it? Is this what you want in your community? Is this what you want to be left with? Is this a legacy? And do you want us to fight it?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jack Larkin. I'm the president of the Antelope Valley Football Club. I'm also the District 6 representative for Cal South. A lot has to do with the numbers that you just showed. Those tournaments and that $12 million you were talking about is me filling up these, well, Cal South filling up these hotels, these restaurants, and everything else. I go to bat every year for the Antelope Valley down in Fullerton with Cal South, trying to keep as much of that stuff here as I can. I don't see where I can do it with this. I really don't. This is a bad situation. I tell my club, I tell my coaches, I tell my managers and everybody, if we do things for the kids, we'll get to the right decision. I don't see where this will benefit any of these kids. That complex is full of kids night in and night out and every weekend. And strenuous. They're running strenuous drills and everything else. Your numbers were about homes and stuff like that and the air quality and everything else. Times that by 10 with these kids out here exercising and running and doing all this. I just don't see where this is a good thing for the city of Lancaster. I don't. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me tonight. My name is Mike Switch, and I'm the head soccer coach at Particulate High School, the boys soccer coach. I've been in the soccer coaching community here in the Antelope Valley since the mid-1980s, prior to the opening of the complex. You know, we've always dealt here, and I've also was born here in the valley, so I've also dealt with the, you know, our air quality. Since we were able to go play at the complex, you know, I started in AYSO, I've been in club, I've ref NCAA soccer, high school soccer, AYSO soccer, and there's one thing that I see prevalent at those fields, and that's the amount of small children that have been at that field for a couple decades now. And these children, you know, they're very young children, and they're expected to do these drills that adults pretty much are doing. And it's very strenuous for them. The amount of asthma we see on our teams is incredible, just from the air quality alone. I personally, like I said, have asthma when I get out there running with the kids and doing what I like to do over on that east side. You know, we see the pollutants in the air, and it's been a talk that I've had with coaches up and down the coast and up and down California. I have a large network. They appreciate the fields for its venue, for its pristine condition, but it's always been an issue for the air quality. And I think Jack is correct in saying that it's going to be hard to fill those areas up with those teams as the air quality continues to decrease. But in closing, my biggest concern is the children. My high school soccer players, they are tasked to bring their inhalers with them because the sports just induces it, and especially when we're out there on those blustery days and 40-mile-an-hour winds and the dirt blowing around in the air. And I think it's a really bad decision, and anything that Lancaster can do to help thwart the placement, I would be for. I know the soccer community would be for. And thanks for having me.